In the 2020 presidential election, Joe Biden shocked many people, including myself, when he carried the state of Georgia incredibly narrowly. And in this video, I will be attempting to inform you how he did this, although we've talked about this in previous videos, and how Democrats can continue to win Georgia in the future. And on the flip side, how Republicans can win back Georgia in 2024. So I'm going to hop right into it. And if you do end up liking this video, please leave a like right down below. Click that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you didn't like the video, be sure to leave a dislike in an angry comment so that we can start a firestorm in the comments. It helps with the algorithm, so I don't get why you guys don't do it more often. Just kidding. I don't really care. If you're gonna do that, go ahead. It actually does help with the algorithm, but anyways. So first, I just want to take a look at the exit polls in Georgia. Let's hop right into this. Just taking a look at race. Georgia, we're going to be taking a look at race, obviously male and female. Interestingly enough, I think this is probably a sampling error. It's probably a little less, but females did make up a majority of the electorate in Georgia this year, which is interesting. But anyways, going back just to the racial ethnic heritage, black voters made up 29% of the electorate in Georgia, and they went for Biden by a whopping 77%. This is like the only subgroup. This is the only group, or I guess racial group or community that had a double-digit percentage share of the electorate that Joe Biden won. It was black voters, and they helped him win Georgia. He has every reason to thank black voters for his victory in the Atlanta area. Without Atlanta, he would have gotten destroyed in Georgia. So, black voters definitely gave the victory in Georgia to Joe Biden. Now, Democrats, they've been targeting that 30% share of the electorate for a while in Georgia. They hadn't been able to reach it until 2016, where Hillary Clinton actually got a similar number. She got 30% of the 30% of the electorate in 2016 was black. However, taking a look at the white vote, Clinton did well with the black vote. She actually did 2% better, or 3% better, I think, than Joe Biden did in Georgia with the black vote. But taking a look at the white vote, Donald Trump, he won the white vote by 54%, if I'm doing my math right. He won it by 54%. Now, he still won in 2020, but he won it by only 39%. So, the black share of the electorate did decrease, and Trump improved by a little bit with the black vote. But Joe Biden cut into Trump's white voter margins by a big enough margin to give him the victory, even though he did slightly worse with black voters, and they made up a slightly less significant portion of the electorate. And I think first we're going to take a look at the 2016 election results right here, and it's the suburbs. Interestingly enough, Joe Biden, he won fewer counties than Hillary Clinton. Notably, Burke County was the county that Clinton carried. It's pretty small. Burke County was the county that Donald Trump won by only around 2% this year. Hillary Clinton carried it by a similar margin. So just want to point that out, that Biden did carry less counties than Hillary Clinton. But taking a look at the Atlanta suburbs, first of all, Fulton, Biden did better in Fulton. Let's just take a look at the swing. Fulton, or that's Gwinnett, Fuller. I'm trying to find Fulton. Fulton was 6% more Democratic than 2016, and this whole area is blue. But let's take a look at the suburbs. So, suburbs, just to map it out for you guys, are, Cobb, Douglas, Gwinnett, Newton, and Henry. Those are the Atlanta suburbs. Fayette, kind of, it's more of an exurb, and then you have the exurbs up here. Cherokee and Forsyth are most notable. But first, taking a look at Cobb County. Let's go try to find Cobb County. Cobb was 12 points more Democratic than 2016. This was an extremely narrow Clinton County. Biden won it by a safe margin in 2020. Let's find another one. Gwinnett County, this was a Romney carried the county by 9. Joe Biden won the county by 18. Hillary Clinton won it by 6. Let's go down to Henry. This was 16 points more Democratic than 2016, so the Atlanta suburbs, Douglas 2, Paulding as well. Cobb is a big, we already talked about Cobb. These are the Atlanta suburbs, and they trended uniform. I guess you could say they trended in unison towards the Democratic Party, both at the Senate level. John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock both did very well. In the Atlanta suburbs, some even better than Biden. They did better than Biden, Fulton, and DeKalb, which are basically the two counties where Atlanta is in. And these are two very black counties. That's where the Democrats get their votes from, essentially. But yeah, so. In also the Atlanta exurbs are kind of like suburbs. They're complicated, but in the exurbs, Biden did better. Cherokee and Forsyth are two examples. Cherokee was 10 points more Democratic than 2016, and Forsyth was 14 points more Democratic than 2016. So, the Atlanta suburbs and exurbs swung uniformly to the left, even though Joe Biden is slightly worse than Hillary Clinton with the black vote, as you can see. Burke County is one of the counties in Georgia that has a plurality of black population. It was 4% more Republican. So yeah, just want to take a look at that. Now, if you want to take a look at what can the GOP do? We talked about Democrats. They have to keep doing well with the black votes. They're probably going to do. I don't see black voters turning away for the Democratic Party for a very long time, if ever. And then the suburbs, they have to hold on to their gains in the suburbs. We talked about that, but let's talk about what can the Republicans do? So taking a look at a winning Republican map, the most recent, I guess, a winning Republican map that actually shows what they can do in the suburbs was in 2016 Senate race between Johnny Isakson, the incumbent who eventually retired, and Jim Barksdale. Isakson won by 14% against Barksdale. It wasn't really that close. Barksdale ran behind Clinton, most notably in the Atlanta suburbs, because as we talked about before, these establishmentarian Republicans usually do better in the suburbs than Trump. But however, Trump did better in rural areas. But we can, topic for another day. So essentially, taking a look, first of all, Fulton County, the Democrats didn't even crack 60 in Fulton. Joe Biden, let's put that in perspective. Joe Biden, he carried Fulton, but he got 73% of the vote in Fulton, so that was a bad showing for them. Let's see. I got to keep track of my tabs here. I don't really need that tab anymore. But first of all, Cobb is the big thing. Here's the first thing I noticed. Cobb was that was an 11-point Isakson County. He won it by 11 over Barksdale, and Joe Biden, he carried Cobb by 14, and also carried it by I think a little more. He carried it by a little less. But this was a 14-point Biden County that Jim Barksdale carried, or that Johnny Isakson carried by 11. Douglas County, another Atlanta suburb, or it's more Democratic leaning certainly, but this was a 5-point Barksdale County, and it then became it was a 62% Biden County. Gwinnett County was a narrow victory for Johnny Isakson. He carried it by around 4. Joe Biden won the county by like 18. Taking a look at Newton and Henry County, these were narrow 2 and 1% Isakson counties. These were respectively 11 and 20-point Biden counties. So the Atlanta suburbs have taken a hard swing against the GOP, but can they win them back is the big question. So I think, just to, let's distribute the GOP's losses in Georgia. Well, let's peg it at the Atlanta suburbs. They're growing in population. They're getting more college educated. They're getting blacker in terms of, the racial makeup again. And, really, the fact of the matter is that Republicans have lost their suburban appeal since 2016, and they're going to continue to lose that unless they have a drastic shift. And when you have, 80% of the party say they want to keep going in the direction of Trump, that does not help them in the suburbs. It hurts them. It does, it helps them in rural areas to a certain extent, but it does not help them because Donald Trump lost the 2020 election, and he has kind of brought the GOP down because, his, I guess you could say his post-election behavior did not help the GOP in Georgia runoffs. These were 2 races that they should have won and hurt them in these races, and they ended up losing the Senate as a result of it. So, yeah. Now, I think that'll be it. So, for the Democrats to hold Georgia in 2024, they have to, keep that black share of the electorate at 30%. If anything, it's actually going to go up, which is good news for them. And they have to, keep running up with the black vote. They have to get continually above, I think, 87% of the black vote. That's their target. If they get above that and it's at 30% of the electorate, they should be winning Georgia. Again, keep their gains in the suburbs. And in the exurbs, like Cherokee and Forsyth, are 2 exurbs that I like to talk about a lot in my videos. And for the Republicans, they need to kind of, obviously they can win Georgia by a lot less than 13, but go down the Isakson route and try to hold, Trump's numbers in the suburbs, but also in the rural areas and try to gain and win back the suburbs. So it's going to be tough for the GOP to win back Georgia in 2024. They can do it, but I wouldn't bet on it right now. The Democrats are definitely favored here. So, again, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please smash like, so subscribe if you haven't already. I think I already talked about that. So have a great rest of your day. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.